Hi, everyone. I miss you all so much. I'm here. I'm in our yoga studio. I'm in Kula all by myself. I have a little company here with the Buddha. And of course, Nellie just walked out of the room. She helped me set everything up for this recording. I do miss you. I hope everyone is well. I hope you're feeling well on physical, mental, and emotional level as much as possible, and also your family members, whether you're living with them or they're out in other parts of our country and the world. I hope everyone is well. Yoga at this time in my life has proven to be a great tool, a great practice for me. I'm so grateful. And whether you have been in this studio in the community center or you've never been, please welcome. And I would like everyone to feel comfortable to share yoga, get together here for an hour to just stretch out the body, stretch your muscles, and to breathe and stretch out your lungs. Our lung health is oh so important right now. And check in with yourself on the level of your thoughts right now, and also how you're feeling, and honestly, how are you feeling emotionally? Throughout the practice, I invite you to allow your feelings to come up and move through you, whether it's laughing, crying, screaming. These are energies in the body, emotions that need to be released. Here's a really appropriate time for that. So all you really need is a yoga mat or a carpet and nothing else. I have a couple of blocks by me and something to drink, but that's all you really need. Any amount of clothing. If it's chilly, throw on a sweatshirt. If it's warm and you start to warm up, remove whatever level of clothing you're comfortable with. Without any further ado, if you have long hair, you may want to tie it up and to get it out of your face, as we will be going upside down a few times. Okay, so starting in child's pose, moving right into the practice. Spread your knees out wide as a yoga mat. Sit back on your heels and lower your forehead right down into your mat. Stretch your arms long and just notice how this blueprint pose feels in your body. The cueing of arms long and hips low may or may not work for you. If this bothers your shoulders, I find bending my arms helps. If this bothers your knees, rising up a little higher tends to help. Low to the ground. Start right here and get a sense of your whole self. You're feeling your sensations in your body. Make it comfortable. And now fill your lungs with breath. And then empty your lungs completely. And do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Come on up onto your hands and knees at this time. I'll be changing positions from front to back and side to side. Set your body up, excuse me, in a tabletop position. And make foundation with your hands. Set them down into the earth. Set your knees down into your mat, into the ground. And then just a little bit of movement right here from side to side, side to side. And so whatever time of the day you'll be looking at this video, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, just feel what is tight, stiff, tense, and what is not as well. And then curling your toes under. Before we lift up into downward dog, it's important to really press your hands down and to pull your belly in. Press your hands, pull your belly, and then lift your knees up. Coming into downward facing dog. Organize your downward facing dog. Take a couple of moments.
And then really right now start to listen to the intuition in your body. Your intuition is never going to want you to feel hurt. No matter what I say, listen to the intuition, your own personal choices. Put a bend in your knees. Lift your belly, lift your hips. Set your eyes to one place and try to hold your eyes at one place in each and every pose. And now walk your feet to your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees, grab your elbows, and hang in ragdoll. Pay attention to how you're stepping down on your feet. Press down into the big toe ball mounds, little toe ball mounds, and the center of your heel. Lift and spread your toes to feel that rooting, and then relax your toes down. Toe heel your feet closer together. Reroot your feet, and then rise all the way up to stand up nice and tall. Take your arms up over your head. And then bring your hands down by your sides. So as much as you can listen to this class without looking will be helpful for you. And those of you who need to see the postures, that's why I'll demonstrate in video. Your tail points down towards the ground and the pit of your abdomen pulls in and up. Strong, strong pull back of the belly. Remember, your core muscles support your lower back muscles. And then using your mind's eye, are your ears over your shoulders? Are your shoulders over your hips? Are your hips over your knees? Are your knees over your ankles? Standing up nice and tall, top of your head lifting up. And this is a posture. Mountain pose. Inhale your arms up over your head for extended mountain. Exhale, bend your knees and fold right over your legs, hands to the floor. Place your hands just around your kneecaps and lift your chest up, halfway lift. Place your hands down on your mat. Step back into a plank posture. Hug your belly in and squeeze your legs strong. Press into your hands, lift up the pit of your abdomen. And then now bring your hips back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands to your feet. Place your hands around your kneecaps, just above perhaps, and lift your ears level with your hips. Exhale and fold, touch the ground, nose to knees. Extended mountain, reach your arms all the way up, tail down, belly in. Hands to your heart center in Namaste position. Inhale, sweep your arms up high. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Half lift, pull the pit of your abdomen in. Reach down for your mat, step back into a high plank pose. Use your arm muscles, use your chest and back muscles, and hold your body level like a plank. You can always modify with your knees down, and then lower all the way down to your yoga mat, tap your forehead. Extend your toes. Inhale, lift your chest up just a little bit. Exhale, lower back down. And then press yourself back up to your knees, off your knees, downward facing dog. So in this yoga practice, stretching, strengthening, deep breathing, setting and focusing your eyes to one point. Learning about your body, physical body, your mind body, what you're thinking during this moment of quiet. Exhale and fold, your own inner quiet. Maybe it's noisy all around you as you're home. Inhale, reach your arms high. Hands to your heart, tail down, belly in, arms by your side. One more sun salutation A, just like that. Inhale, reach, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold back down over your legs. Hands to your shins or knees, halfway lift, hugging your belly. Hands down on your mat, step back to plank. Hold your body nice and strong. Squeeze your legs. Tap your knees down, lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your chest and push yourself back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg high. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stretch your leg back and lower your right foot down by your left. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bend your knee. Roll your hip. Stretch up your leg and lower your left foot down. Walk your feet up to your hands. Hands on your knees, half lift. Exhale and fold all the way down. Coming into chair pose, otherwise known as Utkatasana. Bend your knees, knees back over your ankles, like you're gonna fall back, and then reach your arms up high. Take a deep breath right here, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, the forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hands on your mat, step back, high push-up. Tap your knees down, come all the way down to your mat. Inhale, cobra back bend. Exhale, push all the way up. And then all the way back to downward facing dog. Pressing on your hands, inhale, rise up your right leg. Step your right foot to your right hand. And if it only goes halfway, take your right ankle in your right hand and step forward to the front of your mat so that you have a 90-degree angle from your knee to your ankle, your knee to your hip. Your left foot drops down for warrior one. Inhale, your arms come up over your head. Feel the stretch in your left hip and draw your right hip back, like as if you have two flashlights shining at the wall in front of you. Take one more breath. Hands come down onto your mat, step back, high push-up. Tap your knees down. Low push-up all the way to the ground. Inhale, cobra back bend. Set your eyes to one point. Exhale, tap your forehead. Push all the way up to your knees. Come back. Downward facing dog. Take your left leg now and step it up to the front of your mat. If you need to, grab a hold with your hands, right? If your foot only goes halfway, grab your foot and bring it up to the front of your mat. Back foot, heel drops down towards the inside. Keeping your left knee in line with your hip, rise up to warrior one on the left side. And once again, now it's the left hip pulls back, right hip forward. Power up your back leg. Inhale, the arms rise up. On your exhale, hands down, step back, high plank pose. Tap your knees down. Lower all the way to your mat, tap your forehead. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower, push back, downward facing dog. By now, you may feel a little heat in your body. And that's one of the pillars, if you will, of Baptiste Yoga. Baptiste Yoga is a blended yoga created by Baron Baptiste. And there are 5 pillars in the practice. We incorporate all the time, as much as we can. Walk your feet to your hands. The 5 pillars of the practice. Heat is one of them. Halfway lift, breath is another. Exhale, fold down. Core is another pillar, as is eyes, gaze of your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and the last pillar is flow right over your legs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hands on your mat, step back. Lower your body all the way down. Press on your hands and your feet, lift your chest, cobra. Exhale, lower down, press yourself up and all the way back. Right foot, step it forward. Warrior 1, rise up. Hands back on your mat, step back. Lower your knees, lower your chest all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Press all the way back, downward facing dog. Left leg, step it forward. Press on your feet, inhale, rise up your hands. Hands come down on your mat, step back. Lower the push-up all the way to your mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Press yourself up, all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. The pillars of this practice. Heat, right? Heating up your body from the inside. In the studio, we generate heat from the inside and we add in the heat from the outside. So with whatever you have today in your home, that's the heat you have working with and the amount of clothing. Heat is good for your body. Walk your feet up to your hands. Heat is one of the pillars. Halfway lift, so is the breath, very important. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Bend your knees, chair pose. We'll do this again, Vinyasa. Exhale, fold over, set your eyes behind you. Halfway lift, use your core. Hands on your mat, step back, and we flow to your mat. Try to be in control of lowering down, not flopping. Inhale, lift up your chest, shoulders down your back. Notice what's changing each time you move through the flow. Press yourself up, all the way back you go. Right leg, step it up to the front of your mat. Come on up to Warrior 1. And then bring your hands back down onto your mat. Step back. Drop your knees. Be in control, lowering yourself down gently. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Press yourself up and back to down dog. Left foot, step it up. Come into Warrior 1 posture. Hands come back down on your mat, step back, tap your knees down. Lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Lift yourself up and all the way back. And then regroup and reset your hands. Hands are about shoulder width distance apart. I'll face you, right? So hands about shoulder width distance apart. Your fingers are spread wide, and it's actually like you're clawing your hands into your mat. And then press off the palms of your hands. And then your elbows are turning in. Imagine you have peanut butter under one hand, a jar, and relish under the other, opening the jars, right? And the inner elbows are spiraling in. Take a deep breath here. You've got your hands, take a little break. And then now lift your hips up. Sink your shoulders towards your ears like you're all stressed out, right? And then now slide your shoulders away from your ears. Take your eyes and gaze towards your navel, stretching out the back of your neck. Look at your inner thighs, and they're spiraling backwards, pulling you off your hands. Take a deep breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Now this inhale, rise up your right leg high, and then bring your knee right into your nose. Flex your foot towards your face. Getting in a little core work to turn up the heat even more. Inhale the right leg up. On the exhale, bring your knee right into your nose. Hug it. One more time. Inhale, the leg goes up. On the exhale, knee to nose, and then step your foot up to your hands. And if your foot only went halfway, awesome. Don't get frustrated. Lower your left knee down. Climb your hands up onto your right thigh and settle your body on your mat so you have, let's relax the back toes. You have a straight line from your hip to your back knee and a straight line from your hip to your front knee to your ankle, right? 90 degrees. Inhale your arms up over your head. On your exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath. Loop your shoulders around in a couple of circles. I know me, I'm carrying a little bit of weight of the world on my shoulders. I feel it right in my own body, what's going on in the world. Tuck your belly button in, right? So release the weight of the world for now. This next breath, inhale, the sides of your body lift without lifting your shoulders. Inhale. On your exhale, you'll make a twist with your left elbow touching your right leg. Make a prayer with your hands and bring your thumbs towards your collarbones. And now you know that cobra back bend. Stretch your heart forward and then lean your head a little bit back. You might even look up towards the ceiling. And if you're wobbling, smile. Pull in your belly, release your arms. Create a nice long line from your top middle finger to your bottom palm. Curl your back toes under, and you come into a nice twist. Take a couple of breaths right here. Wherever you are, do your best. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring both of your hands inside of your front foot. Drop down your back foot flat, not your knee, but your back foot flat. Take your right elbow on top of your right knee. With your left hand behind your back, take your right butt cheek and tuck it underneath you. And then come on up into what we know as extended side angle posture. Or maybe you didn't know. This is extended side angle. It's a really good stretch. So we're all going to feel this stretch in different places in our individual unique body. So feel the stretch. You could lunge in more to 90. You could tuck your right butt cheek underneath a little bit more and really ground down into your back heel. As you're pressing into your front foot and your back foot, come up to warrior two. Take a deep breath in, reverse the warrior,
And you might even gaze back at your back big toe. Now breathe into your right lung. Right now, what we need the most from our body is good lung health. And this practice will help. Deep, focused breathing, exercising your lungs. Inhale and exhale. COVID-19 is really affecting the lower lung, from what I understand. Take a deep breath in, and it's creating the feeling of having an elephant on your chest, like very difficult to breathe. The healthier the lungs, right, the better chance we have. From here, right back into a plank. Hold your plank, you're so strong. Place your left knee down underneath your left hip. Kick it out like a kickstand. Place your right hand directly under your right shoulder. Maybe you're on Spider-Man fingertips. And now take your right arm high and open up. So the side plank variation. Some of you may want to have both of your legs long. So you just tuck in the left leg underneath the right leg and balance. Take one more breath. Both of your hands down onto your mat. Tap your knees down. Lower all the way down on your mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your chest. Press yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Blink your eyes. You are at pause for your own health right here on your yoga mat. You know, some may think it's a great workout, it's a lot of fun, it's a way to stretch, but really, we are at cause for all of that in the end to be healthy. Inhale, your left leg high. On the exhale, hug your knee into your nose, flex your foot. Inhale, your leg goes back. Exhale, your knee comes forward. Inhale, your leg goes back. This time, it's a big step, step up to the front of your mat. Tap down your back knee. Climb your hands up onto your left thigh. And then you might take a moment to move forward and back, wiggle around a little bit, and then create the square of the front leg and the square or 90-degree back leg. And now draw your belly in, feel what you feel. Enjoy that you have any amount of movement, flexibility, tension. You have a body. You have a healthy body. With your hands to your heart, take a deep breath. On your exhale, your belly pulls in, your right elbow to your left knee, just below the knee or above the knee, and then bring your hands in a prayer. So what's happening here is you'll bring your thumbs towards your collarbones, press on your bottom elbow, and actually maybe the tricep would be more comfortable. Stack your top, I'll use that chakra poster behind me, the flag that Nikki gave me for my birthday. Thank you, Nikki. Press down on your bottom tricep, and I'll use that flag to mark my elbow so it's not too far back, it's not too far forward, it's right over my bottom elbow, right in line with the flag. Right, so stacking bones and joints is one of our priorities in yoga practice. And now open your arms up, and I'll use the flag to keep my arms straight overhead and my bottom arm right underneath my top arm. What happens in me is my left knee wants to pop out. I'm going to pull it in, and then pull in my core. Take a deep breath and be mindful of where you're putting your body in place. Both of your hands inside of your left foot. Turn your right foot so your heel is on your mat. Climb your arms up for extended side angle. So you can take your right hand, tuck your hips underneath you.
Just give them a little assistance underneath you, and then extend your arm up overhead. Maybe you even reach down for your bottom ankle, and now lean back, lean back. Press down into your feet. This next breath in picks you up to warrior two. Now for the left lung health. Inhale a strong and long breath in your left lung as you pose in reverse warrior. Take a deep, deep breath. Really fill up. You're at cause here. The bottom of your lungs, the air is often stale. So clean house here. Coming out of warrior two, bring both of your hands down on your mat. Step or hop back to your plank. Lift your ears level with your shoulders and squeeze up your pelvic floor. Feeling warmer, feeling stronger. I am anyway. Lower your right knee down. I don't want to make an assumption that you are too. If you're tired, you could rest. Your right hand under your nose. Your right heel kicks open like a kickstand. Your left arm floats up. Side plank pose. And if you'd like to have full side plank, stack your bottom leg under your top. And then now lean your head and shoulders back in line with your ankles and tuck your tail. You're timeless right here. Take a breath, lift your hips. And now both of your hands down on your mat. Hold your plank. Here comes a time of sukha. Knees wide, child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Pay attention. Make a comparison between how your first child's pose felt in your knees, your back, and your neck, your arms, your shoulders, your hands, and this one. How does this child's pose feel? You're doing really good work, maybe having a little bit of fun. And how we refer to yoga is a practice. It's always a practice. Today's practice, much different for me than yesterday. Much different, most likely, than tomorrow. Come up onto your hands and your knees. And set up a little table here. Tops of your feet are long on your mat. Pull in your belly, lift it up. Ears level, so not hanging the head. I see a lot of this in class, hanging of the head, right? Lift your head. Stretch your left leg back and rotate your hip so that your toe, your baby toe, is facing towards your yoga mat, and lift your heel as high as your hips. Now take your opposite arm, so right arm out, long, bicep by your ear. And this is a pose that offers us a challenge sometimes. And we can practice making ourselves stable by setting your eyes, breathing in and out, hugging in your core. And a nice fun pose is helicopter. Kick your left leg towards the front of your mat and your right hand towards the back of the wall, back wall. And there's your helicopter. Oh, fun, 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 right? It's also doing a lot to stretch and strengthen parts of your body. Both hands and knees down, sway side to side. Pause right here in the center. Practice, eyes, breathing, core. And now take your right leg back and line it up with your hip. Point your baby toes towards your mat or your carpet, and then your left arm by your ear. And you know what's coming on the second side. Take your left arm to the left in line with your shoulder. Your right leg kicks. In my case, it's towards the Buddha. And it's from your core. Your core. And if you fall down, you just smile. You just laugh at yourself. You gotta laugh. Okay, so there's your helicopter. That is the pose of the day. I just decided. Somebody out there in cyber world wanted a helicopter. Okay, everybody, take a deep breath in. Exhale out, lift your knees up. Walk your feet to your hands. Hang over your legs, grab your ankles. Forehead towards your shins. Stretch out your hamstrings. Without force, without tearing, stretch out your hamstrings. Okay, ground down into the bottoms of your feet. Let your head hang heavy for the moment. Now place your hands on your hips. Put a bend in your knees. Lengthen your spine. Squeeze your elbows in your back behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in your back and then lift your chin a little bit. All right, so it's a nice flat back. You see that? I could balance this bottle of water on my back and it's not even going to tip over. If I were hunched, it would fall right off, right? So you want to bring your thoracic spine towards your front body. And now, right here, with your flat back, stand up. Awesome. Tail down, belly in. Toes up, arms down. Moving into a couple of balance postures. The first one is eagle posture, and it's like this. It's like you're wrapping your arms and legs up like vines. I think the better view will be this way. So your arms are high, and you're going to stand on just your left foot and squeeze and hug in your left leg muscles, and lift your right leg up. Take your arms like a T. This tends to be helpful for balance. And then cross your right leg on top of your left. And then squeeze up your pelvic floor. Now take your arms, right elbow under your left, and cross your elbows, that's all. And now bring your hands onto your shoulders for today, or for this one. And then lift your elbows as high as your shoulders. Hug in your belly. Take a deep breath. Balancing on one leg. Not always easy. Release feet and hands down. Take a breath and pause. Two legs strong like one. Bring your arms, let's start with arms out. It's good for balance. Weight down onto your right foot. Try not to roll onto the baby toe edge, but to bring the energy into the inside of your foot. Take the left leg up and over. Squeeze your legs. Even off your hips. And then slowly. See, the problem with me used to be I would always try to do everything fast, 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 fast. Slow and mindfully, like Tai Chi. If you've ever practiced Tai Chi. Right, that meditative and that movement, so good and healthy. And so I'm in inquiry right now as to why I'm wiggling so much on this side. Oh, maybe because I was lacing my hands and not grabbing my shoulders. Right, this is nice. So use your insight to create change for the better. Hands by your sides. That's eagle pose. Next pose, place your hands on your hips and stand on your left foot solid, left foot. Pick up your right knee and hold on to it with your right hand. Again, for balance, take your left arm out to the side. Open your knee. And now look towards your left fingertips. And if you fell down, that's okay. Come back and stand on 2 feet. Bring your knee and arm to center. Rise your arms up. So if you're standing on 2 feet right now, we'll all start there. From here, tap your right toe behind you on your mat and bring your arms back like an airplane. Lift your back leg, and this is Viscolosi pose, otherwise known as airplane pose. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh. Yes, this is a wobbly airplane.
Bring your feet together. Reach your arms up. I was just thinking about what's happening in the airline industry right now, and it threw me right off balance. It's crazy. Okay, but we practice our airplane. Hands to your heart. Arms by your sides. Surrendering to the wobble. Surrendering to what we can't control, right? Letting go of getting it right, letting go of having it our way, just being right here in breath for the purpose of healthy lungs. Right now is imperative. Healthy lungs, take your eyes over to your right hand, and a well-built, build up during this time and always too, your immune system. Immune system is so key. Right, so taking very good care of your one and only body. No kidding. Feet together. Reach your arms up. So necessary. Hands to your heart. Tree pose. Balance on your left foot. With your right hand, reach for your right ankle and place your foot on your inner thigh. So that would be a beginning pose, right? Beginning, finding that. And if that bothers your knee or you just can't keep your foot there, let it go down inside your calf. And then take your left hip and boom, bring it in. Interlace your fingers, stretch up. Maybe you even tap your right toe right on the inside of your arch. And you could take your eyes up. Imagine your lungs like a big balloon, right? Or a fish sea creature that you could feel, and you could even almost see the expansion happening. With your inhale and the contraction as you clear out what's old in there. Bring your hands down by your sides, both of your feet on your mat. Switch over to the other side. So you place your right hand on your hip, pick up your left foot. Try it. This one, on this one, my left knee sometimes pinches, right? So this is quite a significant knee bend. You always take your foot lower. If it feels good, stay high. And if you like to hold your leg, you could hold your leg. Or both arms rise up. Wide branches. And how about here we all together make an offering, right? Everyone that has an opportunity to view this video, to be in the Kula Studio in Bristol, Rhode Island, right? An offering out to the world for health, for safety, for normalcy, back to the way it was, which it may or may not ever be the same, but better than it is today. Make an offering and then receive something for yourself. Some of that healthy healing, normalcy. Both of your feet together. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. Put a bend in your knees. Exhale and fold down over your legs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hands on your mat, step back, downward facing dog. Come on forward into a plank pose, and be careful here. Lower down one forearm down, your right forearm, and then whoopsie, your left forearm down.
And now, like you have one leg, your feet are close together, squeeze your legs nice and strong, pull your belly in. Lift your ears level with your shoulders and strengthen your core. Tap your knees down on your mat. Come into Sphinx pose. So your legs are long behind you. Set up so that your elbow is directly under your shoulder. Both sides, both elbows under both shoulders, hands out in front of you. And this is Sphinx. So after the plank pose contraction of the abdominals, this is a nice stretch. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, lower your body all the way down to your mat. Take your right arm across the front edge of your mat, parallel, and grab a hold of your left foot. Press your heel down towards your buttocks and press your pubic bone down to your mat. Feel the stretch in the front of your left, your leg and your hip. Press down your heel to your buttocks. And then release that side, change arms, change legs. Heel to your buttocks. Release your leg behind you. Bend both of your knees now. Grab a hold of your ankles or the tops of your feet from the outsides. Shoulders lifted away from your mat. Squeeze your shoulders in your back. And now use the power of your legs to kick against your hands to lift up your chest. This is floor bow pose. This is the bow, not like on a package, but of the bow and arrow. The bow of the bow and arrow. And then now lower your body all the way down on your mat, hands under your shoulders. Press yourself up and press yourself all the way back to downward facing dog. Downward dog is a good counter stretch following a back bend. And then now come down onto your knees, flip your body over, sitting on your mat. Notice how my shoulders are rounded forward here. This is how I spend a lot of my day at my desk job, my full-time job. Right? I used to spin on a spinning bike. Those of you from Bristol that know me from Bristol Total Fitness for many years. Spinning on the spinning bike, the rounded back. Now bring the shoulders back and lift the middle back up, right? Pull your core in and lift your feet up off your mat. Balancing on your sitting bones. Reach your arms forward. And you might even tap a toe down and then up, down, and then up, or both toes down and keep them there. Okay, keep lifting up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles, sit up tall. Pull your belly and chest forward, and then round your back, chin to chest. Sit up tall, uncross your ankles, reach your arms forward. Start to lower and round your spine all the way down on your mat. Pick your knees up, hands behind your head, bicycle your legs. Press through your heels, lift your shoulders, elbow to opposite knee. Elbow to knee. So what's the date today? 25, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and knees in, head down. Oh, yes, we do abdominal crunches in our yoga practice. Take a deep breath in and let it all out. Place your feet down on your mat, reach your hands down by your sides, and have your palms facing the sky. Tuck your shoulders onto you and lift your hips up, and here you are in bridge pose. So your shoulders are tucked under. You might even clasp your hands. Press on your feet, your triceps, and your shoulders. From all the spinning bike and all the sitting, driving, right, dining, working, it's a crunched hip, it's contracted, and now extend your hip flexors. Talking about the lungs earlier, right here, focus on your lungs, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. A daily breathing practice, if not a yoga practice. So good for healthy lungs. Come on down. Moving your knees from side to side. Now bring the soles of your feet together. Press the ball ends of your feet and your heels together. Relax your knees open. Take your hands, wide fingers, place them on your ribs, right, on your chest, your body here, below your chest. Can you feel your ribs, right? And those ribs are protective of your lungs. I want you to feel your lungs expand. Exhale. Contract, right? Balloon your lungs. Inhale. Empty your lungs completely. Inhale, inflate your lungs. Hold it. Exhale, deflate. That's the practice we need more for this time with the coronavirus targeting to the low lungs. The healthier, the better. Take your hands, lift your knees up and into your chest. With your right hand, grab a hold of the outside of your right foot and bring your heel over your knee. So this is happy baby or dead bug pose. Left hand, reach a hold of the outside of your left foot and take your heel over your knee. And notice if your chin is stretched up to the sky, tuck your chin down. Throw your shoulder blades in and down, and then your feet. And if this is not possible for right now, catching the bottoms of your feet, catch your ankles or catch your knees. You might even like the option of straddle. Stretching out the insides of the legs. We get a lot of stretching on the hamstrings. We did some stretching in the quadriceps, right? So stretch all these many, many, many muscles around your femur bone. And now whatever you have, bent knees or long legs, bring them together. Take your feet up high and point and flex your feet. Right, so we have so many muscles around a few bones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. And then a whole bunch of bones in their feet, right? And then a whole bunch of muscles holding the structure together. Point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And when the muscles are stretched out, less tense, it's way better for our lower back. This posture is nice when it's done up against the wall. It's actually called legs up the wall pose. We don't have a wall close by, and maybe you don't. Maybe you can do it later, legs up the wall. This posture, super important right now. And easier way to keep the legs up and be less strenuous is to put a block under your hips. If you don't have a block, you could use a book. Anybody have any books? I don't know that we could lay down on top of Chromebooks or electronics, but something, maybe a towel. A towel would be good. Beach towel rolled up. And this pose right here is therapy for our immune system. This is how we build our immune system, legs up. And many other ways in conjunction with this. This posture is therapy for vascular system. It's therapy for people that have trouble sleeping. So for insomnia, it's a restorative pose. Legs up. You might even close your eyes for just a few more breaths. The eyes have been busy. Watching all of the news, right? Watching all of the news. For me, it's been some moments of addiction watching the news. So just like in my yoga practice, in my workplace, in my whole life, I try to strike a balance. It's hard. It's very hard. Okay, bend your knees, feet down on your mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Lift up your left foot, and this is pigeon on your back, or the number 4 stretch, some people call it. It's very good for stretching out what can get very, very tight from running and sitting, driving, and even stress lands into our hip muscles. The outer hip can get very tight and aggravate the lower back. Switch your sides for the number 4 stretch. Maybe making note if one side is a little tighter than the other. Right, I've learned to use my left side of my body a little bit more once I learned that my right side is overused. And I learned that on my yoga mat. Hug your knees into your chest, lift up your head and shoulders, and squeeze your knees right into your chest. Like a little ball. And now lower down your head and your shoulders, lower down your feet. If you put an elastic in your hair and it's in the way, take it out. We're pretty much done, except for the most important pose. Stretch out your legs, stretch out your arms. Take a deep breath in. Empty the breath out. And I'll stay here for just a couple of more breaths and maybe even a couple of minutes. This is your final resting pose, Savasana. I'll finish with a reading from Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty. You can stay on your mat or sit yourself up into a comfortable seated position. That's up to you. And I'll read to you in closing. The other side of fear is joy. Climb over the wall of fear. Fear can be like a brick wall on our path. We may say we want to move forward, we want to feel better, do something new, live differently, go to the next place on our journey. But if we have unrecognized fears about that, we may feel like we've hit a wall. We don't know we're afraid, the fear is tucked and hidden away. All we can see is that for some unknown reason, we can't seem to move forward in our life. We are in the dark. Or we may be conscious of our fear, but be refusing to deal with it. We have talked ourselves out of honestly addressing our fear by telling others to be strong and brave. While there is much to be gained from pressing forward at certain times in our lives, there simply are other times when we cannot do that because our fear holds us back. There are times in life when real power comes from being vulnerable enough to say, yes, I'm afraid. Gently face your fears one at a time as they arise. Let each fear surface into consciousness. Tell yourself you know it's there, then release its energy. Let it dissipate into the air. Don't be afraid of what you'll find. The feeling is only fear. There is a magic I've learned over the years. It happens when I feel my fear. My life changes. I become empowered to move on. Barricades I have not been able to penetrate crumble and disappear. And all I had to do was simply face and feel my fear. That's on April 22nd. The other side of fear is joy. Melody Beatty. We use this in the studio often. So everyone, thank you for finding my class and turning on my class. From myself here at the community center, I wish you well. I can't wait to see all of you. And I speak for everyone here. Right now, it's just the staff, the directors and the support staff here. And usually it's so full of energy. And we just can't wait for the day that we can all be back here again. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel the fill of your lungs again. And on your exhale, we all bow and we do say, Namaste. Namaste, everyone.